Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Trevon Diggs waived by Cowboys ahead of 2025 finale. A blockbuster decision has been made by the Dallas Cowboys as they approach the end of their 2025 season. Trevon Diggs, the team's former All-Pro cornerback, has been waived by the organization in a move that ends a tumultuous final chapter between the two. Diggs will be subject to the NFL waiver wire over the next 24 hours. If he goes unclaimed, he will be free to sign with any of the other 31 teams. A former second-round pick of the Cowboys in 2020, the former Alabama cornerback flew out of the gates at the professional level, going on to set franchise records en route to becoming the league's interception leader in 2021. Earning 2 Pro Bowl nods and first-team All-Pro honor in his first 2 seasons. Slowed by injuries thereafter, the 27-year-old attempted to work his way back to form in 2025, having suffered a season-ending knee injury in 2023, unable to regain his same level of play in 2024, however, and it was announced later in the season he would be placed on season-ending injured reserve to undergo another procedure on the surgically repaired knee. In 2025, Diggs began the season with high hopes, but a concussion and soreness in the offending knee again landed him on injured reserve, remaining sidelined for much of the second half of the season before being activated against the Los Angeles Chargers in Week 16. He'd go on to play against the Washington Commanders on Christmas Day as well, but, as the calendar closes on 2025, so does Diggs' career with the Cowboys. Cowboys star claims team has not given him clarity on role. The Cowboys have talent on the offensive line, and given the way they have invested in that unit, both in terms of contracts and draft picks, that's not a surprise. But what is a surprise, and perhaps becoming a problem, is that the team appears uncertain about how to deploy the pieces it has collected up front. That's especially true with the best player the team has on its offensive front, left guard Tyler Smith. Or, perhaps we should say, left tackle Tyler Smith. With the ankle injury suffered by Tyler Guyton in Week 12, which has now ended his season, the Cowboys tested second-year man Nate Thomas at left tackle but found him lacking. Now, they've moved Smith to left tackle. What's not clear is whether Smith, a 3-time Pro Bowler, will come back in 2026 as the left tackle or return to the guard spot he mans so well. It's a tough decision for the Cowboys. The idea is to put your best blocker into the most important position on the line, and that would mean Smith playing tackle. But Smith is an excellent guard, and only a very good tackle. Coach Brian Schottenheimer has said he is sticking with Smith at tackle for now. If the Cowboys have a plan for the left tackle spot, Smith would like to hear it, for his sake and for the sake of the rest of the offensive line. I think clarity for all of us, not only as an offensive line unit but just as an organization, Smith said. It would just be good to have clarity as to what their mindset is and what their vision is for our room and as a position group. Ultimately, the best thing I can do right now is finish out the right way and dominate whatever position I line up on Sunday, and I understand that. I'm sure we'll have conversations in the future. Smith did not say he is unwilling to play tackle. He just wants the team to figure out where the line is heading. We'll have conversations about it, he said. I feel like that's the biggest thing, is just having that dialogue, and really understanding what the vision is. That's really important to me. Cowboys predicted to cut ties with $64 million new addition. The Cowboys keep saying that they intend to bring back defensive lineman Kenny Clark, the 6'3", 314-pound behemoth the team acquired from the Packers with 2 first-round draft picks in the Micah Parsons trade just before the start of the season. But the numbers, and the cold, hard business of the NFL, keep suggesting otherwise. Clark signed a 3-year extension in 2024 worth $64 million, but as is so often the case with contracts in Green Bay, the deal is essentially a year-to-year contract, meaning the Cowboys can get out of the remainder. Only $17.5 million was guaranteed. And because the Cowboys have two other expensive defensive linemen to consider, another trade acquisition, Quinnen Williams, is due $21.8 million next year, and Osa Odighizuwa is on the books at $24.5 million, keeping Clark would be difficult. The Cowboys could restructure some money, of course, but keeping Clark would still mean an enormous investment into the middle of the defensive line at a time when so many other defensive positions need addressing, too. At the contract expert website Spotrac, the possibility of the Cowboys jettisoning a defensive lineman is presented as good business, and Clark certainly has trade value, considering how many teams are in the market for a quality interior presence. I don't think those players all need to remain going forward, the site's managing editor, Mike Giannitti, said on the Spotrac podcast. It's nice to have the surplus, you certainly want the interior pressure, you certainly want to be able to stop the run. But they went big at it this year, and it was not successful. It got better, it improved them. But I think they can draft and develop. So what happens to Kenny Clark? There's not a guarantee. So you can just move on and free up $21.5 million. Cowboys send strong message on Jadeveon Clowney's future. The Dallas Cowboys are making major moves about the future of their defense, but if it came down to Brian Schottenheimer, Jadeveon Clowney would be a part of the organization in 2026. Schottenheimer opened up about Clowney's future and explained why he would like the soon-to-be 33-year-old back with the Cowboys next season. The Cowboys signed Clowney to a one-year, $3.5 million contract after they traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers on August 28. Despite playing only 12 games, and only starting 5, Clowney is tied for the Cowboys' team lead in sacks, 5.5, and is second on Dallas in tackles for loss, 8, behind Donovan Ezeuaku. The Cowboys, 7-8-1, will, of course, close their 2025 regular season Sunday against the New York Giants. Age may only be a number, but Clowney's production is impressive given the fact this was his 12th NFL season. Yet, according to the Cowboys head coach, Clowney has been most influential on the young players on Dallas' roster. The impact on the field is great, you all see the way he plays, Schottenheimer said. But what I love is the impact he's having with the younger players, the impact he's having in the locker room, and the intensity about the way the game should be played. The 2025 campaign has been extremely tumultuous for the Cowboys, yet, amid the season's worth of struggles, injuries and tragedies, Clowney has been a constant professional.